Listener discretion advised.
Now, here's Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. Big show tonight. Let me give the number out real fast before we get started. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I am Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist, and he's hooked on smack.
Yeah, right.
And tonight's guest is Dweezil and Amit Zappa.
I know. It's great.
Yeah, so they will be in just a few minutes after we take a few calls. Also, a little bit later on this week, like tomorrow night, Bobcat Goldthwait. I'm looking forward to that. It's probably going to be a horrible show because I'm looking forward to it. Any show I look forward to.
He's a friend of yours, too. That's a pretty bad sign.
Right. We'll see if we can keep him from igniting anything in the studio. Also, Lush Thursday night, so
right.
Plenty of week left. Also, before we get to what you have to talk about, Drew, because we know I take precedent.
All right.
A lot of requests.
For what?
For the Drew song.
No, the penis is very dysfunctional.
Oh, yes.
Pee on this stick. Makes me sick. Pee on this stick. Makes me sick.
If I find you stealing my underwear again, here's what's going to happen.
Asshole. Stuff like this. Stuff like this. Stuff like this makes me sick. You're fat.
Asshole.
You're fat.
Can I say that?
You're fat.
You're overweight.
I want to be dominated. You're gay. I want to be dominated. You're gay. When I was 19, I ate about 4 boiled peyote buttons and stayed up all night but felt no effect. It's called intimacy. Can I say that?
This is not acceptable.
Can I say that? You're fat.
Not acceptable.
Pee on this stick.
Not acceptable.
Boiled peyote button.
Not acceptable. You're overweight. Not acceptable.
Can I say that?
Say that?
Stuff like this makes me sick.
Oh, it is sweeping the nation. And Mike and Engineer Mike, that was fantastic. And get ready with that other one I love so much. Just
What?
the one that has
What?
to do with the sewing kit.
What?
And you know the one I enjoy so much, Drew? It's my favorite Drewism. But that's okay. Go ahead. Talk about your Caltech thing.
If that frees me to talk about this, it's the price I must pay. And that is that after Lush on Thursday, on Sunday, we're going to be appearing on a off-site. We're going to be at Caltech Beckman Auditorium, broadcasting Loveline from there, after we do a symposium on violence in the home.
Now, Caltech, that's where they train the guys to do the road work?
California Institute of Technology. It's where, like, they split the atoms.
But
figured out the charge on an electron.
They're not the earthquake morons.
They are the earthquake people, too.
Let me tell you something about this earthquake research.
Yes.
They dig a hole, they bury $7 billion worth of equipment, and then they tell you earthquake hit about an hour after it came in. What is up with that, Drew? I'm going to talk to these
You'll
Caltech
talk to them.
people.
We'll be there. We're going to be broadcasting from there that evening. A surprise guest, hopefully to be announced soon. Ann's working on it. And it should be an interesting symposium. Pasadena and all its resources are going to be gathered
I'm going to find
together
out why a dog in Yucaipa has a better accuracy predicting earthquakes than these guys with all the probes and sensors.
So anybody who wants to view us doing our thing here, you have to have the tickets are free, and you call the Caltech ticket office. It's 818-395-4652, 818-395-4652, and you can come see this thing.
And also next week we're going to have Meredith Baxter Burney, and what would you do with her, Drew?
Let's cut off her clitoris. Let's sew up her vagina. Let's bind her feet. Let's offer her heart to a god.
All right, well, I'm sure she's not going to come on the show now, Drew. Also, a little bit later on tonight, we'll get to the calls now, but somebody emailed me, which is the Dr. Drew, you're always talking about the order in which people meet and then, have sex and then have kids and then get married. Some even get divorced now before they get married, and the order's all whacked out. So somebody, a very intelligent listener from Washington named Sean, faxed me in or emailed me in a list of the way things work, so we'll get to that.
All right.
I'm
anxious to hear that.
That's a teaser, yeah. Like people are waiting for that. Eval.
It's Eval, actually.
All right, Eval, you're 28, you're on Loveline.
Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Good.
Okay, well, let's start with my problem. My problem with my girlfriend was almost done about a month ago because I have a really bad past, a bad history.
What do you mean a bad history?
I was involved in 2 wars.
Where?
I was involved in 2 wars.
Where?
The one in Afghanistan and the one in Lebanon.
Were you like a mercenary or something, or were you living there?
I was special forces. Okay, and we were in something called Head Squad, Or, so I was involved in, even killing people.
You're in a head. I think I rented that actually, the head squad.
Yeah, it's like a blind squad. You just follow orders, whatever they tell you to do.
Did you kill a lot of people, Eval?
I'll count about 42.
Oh, well, it's just a handful.
Anything? I'll never mention anything to any friends because it's like embarrassing for me. But she found out by accident because she looked at some pictures, and then she thinks that I'm a horrible person, and I told her that I changed a lot since then, and I'm treating her good, and she just dumped me for that. And
well, wait. Tell me about the pictures.
Well, I like taking pictures since I was a kid for everything. I have some periods in my life when I grow up every time, so I like taking pictures.
All right, we don't want the evolution of photography. We want to talk about the pictures that you took that scared her.
No. She saw the pictures of the war.
Okay. Some of your victims?
About everything.
Okay.
You see, that's how she found out. And
well, give us a picture. Give us a specific picture that she saw that would upset her so.
Okay, that was in Lebanon. The base picture. It's like a base of the enemy, and it was blown up, and it was like some dead people and even pieces of a human around.
Okay.
And I was with about 4 guys standing around.
Right.
Were you killing civilians too?
Well, yeah, actually. Actually, sometimes people too. So it's like you get a list of people with addresses. Sometimes people sometimes you don't.
Wow. And
you just have to go and do it.
But you said you changed a lot. I mean, what made you be in an organization like that? Were you forced to be in something like that?
Well, basically, I'm basically Turkish, but I lived in Lebanon for a long time. Then I joined the army, and because of some special skills I had, they had promoted to special forces, and I loved that job, and I was doing my best to get some promoting. And then the war started, and they got me in, and it's like I was really forced. Yeah.
You were forced to do it.
All right, so
it wasn't like you sought that out.
I'm not a bad guy, really.
All right, but besides the killing people part, you're a good guy. Now let's just get to the girl. That was part of the job, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of people think I'm a bad guy, but they don't realize it's part of my job to yell at teenagers.
But Eval, would you have been killed if you hadn't carried out your orders? Is that basically the situation you were in?
I really have to tell you, I tried to get away from that, but I couldn't because they really, they put us under, they know where we're going and what we're doing. But, otherwise I wouldn't really, because sometimes we sometimes mention that 2 of the victims were 14 and 10. Mm-hmm. And they have to blow the whole house and something like that because they were related to some generals or something like that. That's what they told us. God knows what. We had different leaders every month. Actually, it was messed up.
All right, Eval.
War is messed up.
We're gonna get to your question. Although we are looking for an official Loveline hitman. A lot of delinquent fathers, a lot of bad boyfriends that need straightening out, and perhaps we can get your number off the air. But tell us about
where my mom is, actually.
All right, tell us about this girl. So she left you. Okay, because we're running long. She saw your picture and she took off.
Yeah.
Scared.
Yeah, I tried to explain everything.
Right.
What happened is 2 days ago, she called me and she was crying and she was, I'm very sorry. I didn't give you a chance. I wasn't fair. You were really, changing, and I didn't really feel like you were doing anything like that until I saw the pictures. Then I had, something I learned in my life. If somebody messes with you once, and if he had a chance, he will mess up with you again.
Okay.
I learned it in my life at this point. So if she's done it once, she will do it again.
Yeah, you're probably right, Eval. Now, what do you want us to do? You want us to call her and straighten her out?
No, actually, I have she wants me to call her back. But what do you think? Should I go back to her, or my point is right, or I'm wrong? At this point, after an experience, really.
I think you're probably right with your general dim view of life and philosophy, which is if the dog craps on the carpet once, it's going to crap on the carpet again. Once in a while, you can hit it with a rolled-up newspaper and teach it. But it's probably going to crap a few more times before it finally goes out in the neighbor's yard where it should go.
But it eventually will do that.
Eventually will.
When things settle down.
Drew, are you likening a woman to a dog?
No, just the behaviors aren't always fixed patterns.
All right, Eval.
Yeah. Well, would you think she will mess up as bad as the last time?
I don't know. With your arsenal, probably not. But let us talk to her, Eval. Let us call her. We'll put the two of you on, and we'll get to the bottom of this, and then when you're done, you can move on.
Okay.
Or you can have a beautiful relationship. Yes, Eval. We're gonna don't argue with me, Eval. I have friends too. We're gonna put you on hold.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right. That was Eval Knieval from. Where's he from? Turkey?
No.
God knows what's going on over there. You know, I'll tell you. There's. I got to rent a Stallone movie and figure out just what the truth was about that war.
Which one?
Well, you know, the Turks are, you know, the Russians got in there and they were Afghanistan. Yes, the Russians were, you know, well, they were in the war. Yeah. They were not only supplying the war, but they were actually killing some folks. Hey, Tasha, 20, you're on Loveline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask Dr. Drew a question.
Yeah.
I've been married for 2 years, and I dated my husband for 4 years before we got married. And it's the first guy I've ever been with. And the only guy I've ever been with. And the problem is he's like a minute man. I don't get no orgasm or nothing. It's like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. When we make love, I mean, he lasts a long time, but I like to get, you know, not make love all the time. And it's just, he's like, I'm done, and I'm just getting started.
Well, wait a minute. How does he make love all for a long time?
If he's a minute man.
If he's a minute man.
He's a minute man when we're really having dirty down sex.
Right. Tasha.
It lasts 3 minutes. That ain't fair.
Oh, he lasts 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So you don't have sex for any extended period of time?
No.
Okay. First, let me say this. This is the only guy you've been with?
I want to know, I mean, can you take something?
No.
Yeah, he's the only guy. I mean, he's got experience.
Right. But this is the only guy you've been with?
Yeah.
Okay. All guys are this way. Every single one. So don't bother looking anywhere else. 3 minutes, that's that would be a personal best for me. That is a record. Hang on to this guy. He should be changed to the marathon man.
No.
Oh, yeah. 3 minutes is a lifetime.
No, it's not.
You try holding your breath for...
Friends.
Try holding your breath for 3 minutes. You tell me how long 3 minutes is.
That's not a long time at all. I'm not getting nothing out of it.
All right.
I'm not coming. I'm not getting nothing.
All right, relax over there, potty mouth. Now listen, Tasha. Was this guy always this way?
With me, yeah.
With you? He always lasted a minute.
Yeah.
And you were stupid enough to marry him. That was a bad idea, Tasha.
But I love him, and I don't think, you know, sex is the main thing out of a relationship.
All right, we have a couple of twisted sex experts that just entered the room. That would be Dweezil and Amit Zappa.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
if it's twisted, we know about it.
Now, if it's twisted, they'll smoke it. And if it's sexual, they'll fix it.
We don't do any drugs. Never have, never will.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, get the hell out of here.
Okay, bye-bye.
We only want drug addicts on the show.
Once in a blue moon. I mean,
all right, Tasha, settle down for a second. Here's the problem, guys. Then we'll get to the CD.
Okay.
Tasha has only been with one man. She's
her husband.
Her husband. It's a rarity. We're going to send her out a T-shirt, as a matter of fact. She has been with this guy for about 4 years.
How old is she?
She's 20.
No, I've been with him 6 total.
Oh, just relax over there and let me finish the story. 6 years she's been with the guy. And he only lasts about 2 or 3 minutes.
And
she's not satisfied.
And what kind of advice has she already been given about this concept?
I told her to kill him and then turn the gun on herself.
No way, man. She should go out and buy some of those, like, Tibetan, like, Kundali books or whatever those. Like,
Kundali?
Yeah, those sex
but
magic.
I'm
books.
getting you. I'm betting you couldn't get this guy to read Reader's Digest if you
that's
paid
why
him.
She should read it. She should do all the investigating, and she should research the whole thing and try to make him a better lover or kick his ass to the curb.
That was the voice of Amit. Dweezil, what do you think?
So, are you mildly dissatisfied or are you majorly dissatisfied with this action?
I mean, it's not my number one priority, sex. But, yeah, I mean, with sex, yeah. I mean, wouldn't you be?
Okay, check it out. So you're all bummed out. Why don't you go with him to, like, a sex shop or something and buy some kind of, I don't know, utensil and have him satisfy you.
I'm not doing that.
Well, do you guys talk about this problem much?
Yeah, I mean...
And what's his response?
Well, he asked somebody he worked with that you can go to a sex shop and put something on it to...
No.
Oh, they have that stuff.
Yeah, that's worthless.
What do you mean it's worthless?
Used it. I mean,
Oh, well, you're saying that he needs something to keep him erect or something.
All right, check it out. If you to keep him erect or to keep him
him from doing his business.
It deadens the sensation, so you last a little longer.
Yeah.
Okay, so he basically he blows his load too quick, right?
Yeah.
All right, check it out. What he needs to do then is the muscle. You must know the muscle.
Kegel exercises.
Okay, that's what he needs to do. He needs to practice those bad boys. And the muscle that you use to urinate, is that the same bad boy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, it's more the one you use to interrupt the urine flow.
Right. So he has to, like, every single time he goes to the bathroom and all throughout during the day, he needs to be flexing that thing for a whole week straight. He's going to be exhausted. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. And then he should be all right. He should be able
Perhaps
to take
Amit's
care-
had the same problem.
No way, man. I just like to be the Grandmaster Flash. I like to be the... I'm macking self-a-pro slick. I'm smooth. I'm all smooth.
Smooth criminal.
That's right.
Ahmed is a white guy, by the way. I don't know if many of the viewers know
Daddy
that.
don't mess around.
But now listen, so you know about the Kegel exercises.
I certainly do.
Suzanne Summers' husband, Alan Hamill, was in here
talking about
the Kegel exercises. So good enough for Alan, good enough for Tasha's husband. And I would just suggest he goes downstairs and cleans house a little bit. I mean, all men need to do that. And if they're not performing... It's like this. If they're not performing at the plate with the bat, they better do the glove work out in the field.
That's the whole thing. And you know what? You should go to a sex shop because I love doing that. I love, like, totally...
She should do it because you love it?
All right,
Yeah,
Ahmed, before you dig yourself a grave you can't get out of.
I know. I have to dig that grave. I have to express to her that she will have nothing but a good time. I could satisfy you all night.
You're talking to her. Okay.
No, I'm talking to you. No, I was talking to her.
Hold on, let me loosen the drawstring on the shorts. All right, let's talk about the music for a minute because Tasha's she's gone. She's back
Gone by the
in
wayside.
Kevin there. Yes. Music for Pets. It's the new CD you guys have done together.
We've unleashed on the public.
Done out of the studio in the home up there in the Hollywood Hills?
We have,
Fort Zappa? Is that what you're talking about?
You know, I was there once.
The Utility Muffin Research Kitchen is the name of the studio. We recorded the album a while ago. It's finally made its way out for people and animals. It's basically a fine collection of songs that... despite the title, it's not a very silly record. It's got some serious subject matter on it because we had a very sad time in our lives that we're still experiencing remnants of.
Right.
And so it's partially exposed in some of the music. But being
it's pretty much the straightforward rock album. I think it's just... You know,
but
we
tend to have a sense of humor about things, and I guess it confuses people.
Well, I mean, you're dealing with you're having a mourning period. You're dealing with some pain, and sometimes comedy can help relieve that.
I think it's important.
There are really not that many, humorous songs on the album. I mean,
I heard it. I listened to it tonight, and I didn't even crack a smile.
You are such a liar.
What do you mean? Of course I heard it.
No, I'm talking about you being a liar. That's what I mean.
Sure, I'm a liar, yes, but I listened to the CD. All right, let me say this. I went up to the compound once about 12 years ago. I was at, you know where the Mulholland Club is? I met your sister Moon there. And through some other friends or something, and I ended up going up there. And there's a room in the house where everyone signs their name on a wall, isn't there?
That's been removed from the house altogether.
Oh, no.
It was right after you left, actually.
Yeah, I think
because my name is on there somewhere.
No, it's not.
I swear
it's in
it was.
space
It's
somewhere.
not. It's not there anymore. You know why?
What happened?
There was
We redecorated.
But you papered over the signature room?
Just yours. We put a picture
Just
of
put a strip of wallpaper over my name?
No, we put a picture of Eddie Money up. It's a really good picture of it.
Seriously, is that not up there anymore?
No, it's not there anymore because the house has been remodeled.
Oh, all right. Well, that's the end of that.
Was it my sister's room? Was it a long time ago?
No, this would have been the kitchen.
Oh, very
good. This was about 12 or 13 years ago. I barely remember it.
The old kitchen used to have numbers. If you took a message, you wrote it on the wall. So everywhere in the kitchen, it was like a white wall, and there was handwriting, people writing notes to each other, phone numbers, and all that stuff. It was used to show, your growth period to see how much taller
Right,
you
to put
got,
the mark on the door jamb. And how many people did you have in there at one time?
Oh, you mean like what celebrity names do we have on there? Like Jim J. Bullock?
Did you have Jim J?
Of
No.
course not.
All right. But how many, seriously? How many people were living at this house at once? I'm talking about sisters and
You
mom
mean,
and dad
as
and brothers and, yeah.
Well, there's only 4 of us, and then there's our parents, so...
Because
that's
it
not-
always seemed like
that's
sort of
not
a
been-
madhouse over there.
Well,
Our
we
cousin
had
stayed with us
visitors,
for a while. Our cousin stayed with us for a
Oh,
while.
okay. Well, maybe that was your cousin I was looking at. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk more to Dweezil and Ahmet Zappa. We're going to talk more about music for pets, and we're going to talk more about the weird house they grew up in.
Hi, I'm Jerry Springer, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Mm-hmm. Let me give the phone number out. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, board certified and all that stuff. Dweezil and Ahmet Zappa in tonight. Tomorrow night, Bobcat, and the next night, Lush. So we're having a good time here on Loveline. They have a CD out. It's called Music for Pets. I urge you to go get it. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Frank. We're going to talk about anything we want to talk about. But
and
first,
people's problems.
First, that's right. That is right, Dweezil. We're going to talk about people's problems. Brandon, 22, you're on Loveline.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
What's happening, Brandon?
First, I got to say I love your show. I listen to it every night on my way home from work.
Thank you.
I got a problem with a couple really close friends of mine. They're going out, they're dating. They've been going out for like 4 years. The male approached me to have a threesome with his girlfriend, and I ended up doing it like 3 times. But towards the end, I ended up getting uncomfortable with it, and she like couldn't handle it. She was falling in love with me and all this stuff, and like the other night,
another case in point for never underestimate the feelings and strange relationships that can grow out of stuff, craziness like this. It just is a
really
very
crazy.
unstable, treacherous thing for people to do. If somebody is in a relationship that they wish to survive, don't do something like this.
Exactly. I mean, the other night she tried to kill herself, and she ended up in a psycho ward.
Very nice. Very nice.
Brandon.
Yes.
Now, how serious was the guy about the relationship?
He has 2 kids with her.
Ugh.
Like I said, they've been going out for like 4 years. They're
Wait. Adam, set me straight.
Oh, yeah.
Set me straight, please.
All right.
Please.
Now I can see it's an apropos time or an opportune time.
I need to understand the order in which people now perceive the child-rearing phenomenon.
All right. Here, number 1, couple has sex. Number 2,
they meet. Couple meets. Right? Is that number 1?
well, they have sex.
Uh-huh.
Then they meet, exchange names. Then the guy gets a girl pregnant. Then couple gets married. Then couple gets to know each other, i.e. date. Then couple finds out that they hate each other. Then girl or guy or both parties cheat on each other. Then they go out and repeat step 1 and step 3. And then the original couple gets divorced, and the child is the last priority, and the guy's absent, the girl's left to take care of her. And that's how it works.
Actually, it works, I think, even worse than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay, well, step 10, there's an orgy. The girl tries to commit suicide, gets taken off to the loony bin. Okay?
All right.
Yeah, really,
And your concern is what now?
My concern is there any way that I can be friends with these people again, or should I just chalk this up to experience?
You should stay. You should stay away from this. This is true interpersonal chaos. I would suspect that your friends have some real character logic problems, as we would say. I mean, there's something not right about their relationship, about how they conduct themselves in intimate circumstances, and obviously there's some real mood problems, some behavioral disturbances. I mean, you are likely to get into big, big trouble here. There's only chance that she's going to let up on the obsession about you is if you end all contact with her, and that's what needs to happen.
All right, Brandon.
It's not going to be good for her if you hang around, that's for sure.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right. Well, that wasn't too hard. Just stay away. The couple's nuts. Let me ask the Zappa boys. Any weird threesome, swinging, kind of groupie love going on?
I'll tell you a real story.
Yes, please.
I was, maybe 13 or 14.
Mm-hmm.
I was having my version of a menage a trois. I was in my room, and I would take one girl into the closet.
Was that with the
This
maid?
is Amit talking,
Yeah,
by the way.
I took one girl in the closet, right?
Right.
And I'm getting all
13 or 14?
Yeah. So I'm kissing on one of them, and I'm about to go for up shirt, the up shirt move.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Cop a feel.
I get that bad boy out, one of those breasts. I go to give it a smooch or something like that. A hair hits me in the face.
Mhm.
Okay. I inspect
breast hair?
I inspect the breast. It's got lots of hair.
Fuzzy.
I am now horrified. I'm like, get the second chick. Gotta ditch the first chick. Get the second chick. Get the second chick. Not related to the first chick. Kissing on her. Lift up the shirt. Up shirt. Inspect the breast. Hairy. 2 girls back to back. Sasquatch infested hair around the nipple. How is that possible?
That is God trying to wean you,
It's-
pardon the
it's
pun, away from
punishment.
the breast. Yes.
It's punishment.
Either that or it was a couple members from ZZ Top who'd been partying at the house, and you were a little too young to recognize them.
Well, that's a different story. That's when I passed out and I woke up and my butt was bleeding. That's the one you're talking about.
I had a
That's
threesome. Oh, please.
You are
didn't
asking for it.
someone talk to you before the show?
You're the one who brought it up, like I'm supposed to be having sex with ZZ Top.
I had a threesome when I was 14 as
We
well.
don't care about
You did not.
Yes, 2 buddies watched me jack off.
Oh.
God.
Stuff like this makes me
Loves
sick.
that.
Yeah, it does. Where are we going here? What is the purpose of this?
All right, we're going back to the phones. James,
Mine was
Hello
a true
there.
story.
you're 25.
Yes, I am.
Hey.
This is a real honor. I've been listening to both Zappa and the Loveline show for a long, long time.
All right.
And I had a question for Dweezil.
Go ahead.
I wanted to know what the status was on your piece, What the Hell Was I Thinking?
When he said, I want to know the status on your piece, I was horrified.
Yeah, it was an interesting way of putting it on this topical
Your
type of show.
oratorio.
It's for those who don't know, I've been working on this one record called "What the Hell Was I Thinking" for 4 or 5 years now, and it's lived up to its title because it's a continuous piece of music that I've basically been trying to finish, and it's got a lot of friends of mine playing guitar solos on it, so it's kind of like an audio movie, and essentially the way that I'm looking at it now is I've connected all the dots, but now I need to color it in. So it still requires a few more performances from a few more friends of mine, and then I have to mix the record, and then I can put it out. So I'm kind of looking at January now.
January.
Yeah.
All right, James, can you live until January?
Can you dig it?
Well, after speaking to the Zappas, I think that I can.
All right.
That's good. See ya. Thanks for the call.
All right. Sound like a weird guy to me. Now, let me ask you this. You're working in a studio that's in now, are you living in that house, or is it
I
the
still live
house
there,
you
yeah.
grew up in and the house you still live in? Do you, as far as doing work in the studio, it must be kind of convenient because obviously it's in the
right downstairs.
You work where you live and live where you work. But do you get yourself on a schedule and like set aside 3 hours a day and do it every day between noon and whatever, or
No,
do you just whenever it hits you?
That's why it's convenient. It's at your house. You do it when you want.
Right,
I
but
mean,
do you-
it's. I don't think you can be all that creative if you're on your creative schedule. To be. Yep, I gotta do something at noon, or it ain't gonna happen.
Right, but like a lot of
Michelangelo did it.
a lot of who? What band was he in? Relax over there,
Oh,
old timer.
Michelangelo, he was in that really awesome band in the 80s.
Nitro.
Nitro. They were so sweet.
But what a lot of writers will do, for instance, is they'll say, I'm going to do, between this hour and this hour every day, even if I just sit and stare at the word processor or the typewriter. I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm not going to turn on the TV. I'm going to force myself into sort of a creative schedule.
Are you trying to say that I need to do that to finish this album?
I'm saying you've been working on the same guitar
I've
riff
been
for 8
doing,
years now, and it's time to put something out.
I've been doing several other things all at once. I mean, this project was sort of, it kept growing into a different existence over time. So I didn't set out to make what it has become.
Right.
So I've given it the sort of freedom to become something altogether different.
Well, like a fine wine.
Yeah.
It's got to age
I don't
a
know
little.
much about wine.
I don't either. But I know when you take the twist cap off, you got to let it breathe sometimes, and it's oftentimes important
Just
to
get
sniff
that,
the cap.
that box, Almaden.
Right, and just punch the spigot into it.
Yeah.
Joe, 20, you're on Loveline with Amit and Dweezil Zappa.
Hi, guys. I have a question for Drew.
Yeah, Joe.
My girlfriend was diagnosed with the HPV virus about, I'd say, a year ago.
Human papilloma virus.
Thank you, Adam.
Oh, man, am I learning.
You've been learning something with this show.
That's right.
Now I see how you learn from the radio. It's amazing.
Yeah. All right,
And she went to a midwife, and she was diagnosed from a midwife. And she told her that she had it. And then she didn't like the opinion of the midwife, so she went to a regular gynecologist, and the gynecologist said she didn't have it. And then, like, I went and got myself checked out, and we're hearing, like, so many different ways on how she's only slept with one other person besides me.
What are you hearing as ways that she could have contracted it?
Well, one doctor told me that every time I've had sex, it was protected. And one told me that I can get it even if I was protected.
That's true.
So you can.
Yep.
Okay, another one told me that even if you're wearing protection, there's no way you can get it at all.
It's very unlikely, but you can get it.
What is the most likely way she could have contracted this, Drew?
Sex.
Oh, well, no poop.
That's it.
But, I mean, you think she's cheating? Joe, you want to know if she's cheating on you?
Well, no, I didn't, even though I've slept with, two other people besides her, I was wearing a condom both times, but...
Do you have it?
No, well, they told me that there was no test.
Well, you could put this sort of vinegar-like solution.
Yeah, that's what they did, and they didn't show up with anything. But
okay, that's the only test.
That sounds like a fairly humiliating test. They dump vinegar on your groin, and then they put the old Jimi Hendrix black light on there and see if anything jumps out.
They, like, wrapped it in a towel with, like, vinegar soaked on it and
right.
sit there for, like, 5 minutes.
Right, that's the test. That's the test.
I mean, like, there's, like...
That doesn't that's a good indication that you don't have the virus. Well,
what?
That's what I understand where the confusion is.
All right, what's the confusion, Joe? All right.
I was just wondering, like, if I had it or not.
You probably do not have it.
Okay.
Joe, what job are you currently doing?
Gas station attendant.
All right. So you're basically making change and handing out cigarettes while you're trying to talk to us, right?
Basically.
All right, Joe, don't do that anymore.
Okay.
Wait till it slows down.
Well, it was pretty slow until I called you guys.
Joe, you got a phone at home?
Yeah.
All right. Christ's sake, I hear all sorts of transactions going on there. Joe's out squeegeeing off a window and trying to formulate a question. Meanwhile, we're all sitting here trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about.
All I understood is that he uses vinegar. What?
Uh-huh.
Phone number for Loveline, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. He's Dr. Drew. Tonight's guest, Weasel and Ahmet Zappa, talking about their CD, Music for Pets. I saw a huge billboard on Sunset, right? What's that, right on Sunset and Crescent Heights there?
Yeah, it was there for a while. It's currently not there.
Oh, it's gone? It's been a few weeks.
It may return, you know. I mean, it's costly to do such things.
Yeah, let me ask you, because, it's got to be the coolest thing in the world. It's right there on the Sunset Strip. It's big as all outdoors. Mm-hmm. It's got a picture of you two guys in there.
Yeah, and the dogs.
And the dogs, and the CD title, and all that. Mm-hmm. But how much? Do you rent that by the month?
Yeah, it's a monthly thing. Well, I don't know what it costs.
It's like $5 in ones.
That's
what
we
you
were
have
told.
to pay them in ones.
Yeah, something like that.
Seriously, but give me a ballpark thing.
Do you have
any idea?
No idea.
You don't know if it's $10,000 a month or if it's $1,000 a month.
I think it's got to be more than 1,000.
All right. Well, I'm going ridiculously low to try to coax a number out of you.
No, don't know.
Don't know.
We honestly don't know.
Right. All right. So, but you may tune it back up. I mean, you may throw it back up there.
May have some fun doing it.
Did you sell more off it, or do you have any way of finding out? Or
it's a promotional tool, so it provides awareness to people. The album cover itself is entertaining, and it made that block a lot more fun to drive by. It just looked very funny to see these two dogs with shampoo horns, along with us with shampoo horns. But
And it's real bright, and it sort of, it does jump out at you. But I got to tell you, it's not the Barbie twins. That's my kind of billboard.
Thank God.
Huh? All right, guys. I don't know. I like those Barbie twins up there. That's you two aren't handsome. But Alex, 14, you're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hi.
Howdy.
Okay. I've done something really, really horrible.
Like what?
Okay. My best friend's boyfriend, I'm just going to, call him Bill. And another kid I know, we're going to call him Bob. Well, they got in a big fight because Bob got Bill's girlfriend drunk, and they messed around a little. So Bill kicked Bob's ass. And I was talking to a kid who knows the both of them, and I blurted it out that Bob got his ass kicked, and now everyone knows about it. And they're not friends anymore, and they all hate me, and a bunch of people know I blurted it out, and no one will tell me anything, and I feel so guilty because I think I ruined everything.
Well, you probably did.
Oh, God.
Well, I mean...
Wait, the problem was that you just told somebody that somebody got their ass?
I told somebody, it was like somebody's brother, and he told his brother, and it got everywhere. I mean, I just mentioned it.
That someone got beat up?
Yeah.
And
those people were friends, and they made up after that, but he thought that other guy spread it, and...
All right.
Who made out with who?
Forget it. Too lightweight for Loveline.
Just
Bill beat up Bob. Bob beat up Bob. Look,
wait a
what do you
minute.
call when Bob's pregnant?
Just help Alex. Just make her feel better. Adam, you do it.
Right.
You do it.
It is actually kind of refreshing to get one of
Thank
these.
you.
I thought she'd killed somebody and did some sort of satanic ritual with the fetus or something. Alex. All right.
See, look how bad she feels.
All right. All right. Alex, it's all going to blow over real fast. Bill's going to forget about it. Bob's going to forget about it. Bob's black eye's going to heal.
I hate everybody. They all hate me, and everyone wants to kick me.
Well, maybe they didn't like you in the first place.
But they did.
Well,
Now they hate me.
most of the time heals all wounds. Give it a little break there. It's really not going to be that.
Gather whatever support you can find. People who still do care about you. Build a support base. If you have to go outside of your usual ring of friends, do that. But indeed, this kind of thing will be forgotten with time.
Drew, so you want her to enter a 12-step program because she said that Bob got his ass kicked.
Oh, no, that's not what I said. I said if she likes some other out-of-school activities or she meets other people, she should use those.
She should take them all out for some fast food.
Yeah, exactly. Amit's right. Like, pay them off.
Exactly.
Grease their palms with some greasy fries, and all will be forgiven. And when I may have been.
Can I buy you a taco?
That's right. I would be your friend for life.
You would be?
Absolutely.
What are you doing later, bitch?
All right.
That's the first time I've been called bitch on the show.
You should be called bitch.
Drew, why don't you start calling me bitch?
All right. Sissy
All right, I'm going to start calling you Doc Ho. That'd be a good rap name. All right, here we go. All right, so Alex is all better now. Chad.
Yeah.
Hey, you're 15. You're on Loveline.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you guys, I think you guys are great, and I have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I have more of a question.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm 15, as you know, and I have this friend, he's 16. And lately he is the same sex as me, and
Lately he's the same sex as you?
Well, he is the same sex as me. He's always been. But lately, I have been having sexual sexual thoughts towards him. And I was wondering if this is like a normal thing, if I'm bisexual, or if this is just going to all pass over, or what.
Very hard to tell. That it's very common for people to have these feelings and then not become bisexual or not become homosexual. That it's sort of a routine part of development to have these kinds of ambivalent feelings about your sexual identity. And it's very common to have same-sex feelings, and usually they are sort of a clouding of the distinction between a sexual feeling and intimate feelings of just closeness and warmth that you have with a friend.
I'm glad you brought up clouding, Drew, because it brings me to a sort of a weather-related example I want to use with the movie Twister out and all. It's kind of like there's a big homo hurricane. No, let's make it the homo twister. And it's spinning around. And you're a grain silo. And you can feel something coming on. But sometimes it hits you, and sometimes it blows past you and hits the neighbor's farm.
All right.
You never know. Right now you can feel a little wind. You hear the wind chime. You're thinking about it a little bit. The chickens are spooked.
Yeah.
You don't know if that thing's going to clean you out or not.
Okay.
Don't go out and tip over the silo before the thing comes because it may not hit you. Wait. Wait it out.
Okay.
Go into the root cellar wait a minute now. Batten down the hatches is what I'm saying. Okay. But don't make a move. Don't sell the farm yet. You don't know if the homo hurricane's going to hit or not.
Keep those.
So in other words, wait till I'm positively sure.
Right. That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, Chad.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. A lot of confusion out there.
Yeah, but did his friend have the same feelings towards him? No one knows.
No one knows. Yeah, you're right. Chad.
He's gone.
All right. I'm going to say no.
All right.
I'm going to say he lives in Southern California, and I'll work out a gay earthquake reference later on in the show, but right now it's not coming to me. Jim.
Hi, boys. How's it going?
Good. You're 31. You're on Loveline.
Hi. This one's for Drew, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the opposite problem this woman who had a Minuteman for a husband had earlier. I think I kind of lost some sensitivity, and I think it's related to my heroin addiction. About 5 years ago, I quit, and every time I couldn't get some, my sensitivity and my libido would go way up. And when I finally quit, for weeks and for months, it was sky high, and now it seemed to go slightly below where it used to be. And I was wondering if Drew, if you could tell me anything about this.
Were you drinking at the same time?
No, I've never been a drinker.
Any other drugs?
No, at that time, not really. I used to smoke weed for about 10 years before that.
That could possibly have something to do with this. I'm not sure I follow your story, though. When you were doing heroin, you had no libido.
Well, you're not really interested in sex when you're as profoundly addicted as
Right,
I was.
that's right.
Let's say I couldn't get it for like 12 hours,
Right.
and I'd start to go through withdrawals. My sensitivity, my libido would go way up.
That's unusual. Nobody's ever complained to me about
You know something? Among heroin addicts, that's everybody knows that.
I'll discuss it with patients. Nobody's ever complained to me. It's never been an issue. Nobody's ever discussed it, but that's not something I'm familiar with. Now, we got to remember, I'm seeing people in a hospital setting. I'm detoxing them with medication and probably suppressing some of that. But nobody's ever expressed that to me. But
Drew, you never experienced that when you were chasing the dragon?
No, cut it out. but it makes sense that certain parts of the autonomic nervous system would be overstimulated because that's what withdrawal is. So there's some sense that there's a part of the brain that's been suppressed sort of overcompensates when you let it withdraw.
Does any of this have to do with withdrawals? Does any of it have to do with histamines by any chance?
Not primarily, no.
I was just wondering if it was all tied in because the withdrawal symptoms are so much like having a cold, and when I used
no, yeah, that's different.
It's all just
that's part of the withdrawal syndrome, but it is something mediated largely through a region of the brain called the locus ceruleus, which were rich in opiate receptors. So,
all right, Jim.
I just want to say one more thing.
Jim, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let's get to the bottom line here. Are you now you have no libido?
No, it's my sensitivity is down maybe like half to what it was before I started doing heroin.
What do you mean your sensitivity? You mean in your penis?
It's not as easy to come as it used to be.
Right. Well, get used to it, because you're 31. It's gonna pretty soon you're gonna burst a vessel in your forehead just trying to masturbate. You got that to look forward to, and then the whole calf cramping thing I've experienced lately.
Well, it doesn't change your napping habits, but when you withdrawn, you can masturbate about 50 times in an hour.
Oh, really?
No kidding.
Well, where do they sell that stuff? All right, Jim.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Wait. Did you have one more question?
I want to say one thing to the Zappa boys.
All right.
Mahalo.
Thank you. See ya.
It is
Thank you, Mr. Hahn.
It is the Loveline battle cry. Mahalo. Because I've decided that the Samoan folks, or the Hawaiian folks, what are they? Hawaiians, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Smartest.
Samoans are in Samoa.
Yeah, relax over there, Drew. A lot of Samoans in Hawaii, though, smart boy. Let me explain. Smartest group in the world, because they have two words. They have aloha, and they have mahalo. And that's the entire language. Aloha means 300 things, mahalo means 7,000 things, and that's it. It's all one big thing. Aloha, mahalo. As a matter of fact, I think they have a third word called malaho, which is a hybrid, and that's it.
I know exactly what that means.
And that's why...
you do not want me to elaborate.
Malaho?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
I know exactly what that means.
All right, when we come back, Ahmed is going to explain what malaho means. I'm Adam Carolla. He's Chin Ho. And this is Hawaii 5-0. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Music for Pets is the name of the CD. Dweezil and Amit Zappa are the boys who made the CD.
The band is called Z, though, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You guys
we're trying to, help people understand who made the music and what they can expect when they go to a record store and look for it.
And speaking of the band, we were talking a little before the show about where you guys would be and what you guys would be doing, and you didn't have any dates set yet, but will you be going out and touring?
We've just reformed the band recently with some new members, and we're probably going to do some local stuff first and then see what sort of opportunities come to us for the summer and fall period, because it's really hard to really set up a tour at this time of year. We'd like to do some college stuff, but that's better. It's better to do that in the fall.
All right.
So
don't play any of those junior colleges, by the way. Everyone's stoned there. They just want to eat snacks.
Yeah. Well.
Okay.
That would be bad.
I get more crap
unless
for my...
we were making snacks for them, and we could.
Well, it's got to have granola in it, because when you're stoned, you crave the granola. All right, now
wouldn't know.
We're going to go for a little 10-second break, and when we come back, we're going to hear a song from Music for Pets. We're going to talk more to the Zappa guys, and we're going to handle more problems. Drew, what do you want to do?
I just want to mention again that we are going to be next Sunday at the Beckman Auditorium in Pasadena, Caltech. You can watch the show being broadcast. Symposium beforehand on violence in the family. If you want to go, just call for free tickets. It's 818-395-4652, 818-395-4652. That's the Caltech ticket office. So be it.
Okay. You done?
When is your symposium going to be on? You told me yesterday you needed to do a symposium.
Oh, I am, yeah. What was that topic? The importance of breasts in society? I don't know. I was going to unveil, yes, my big plans for Boobville. Yes, let me include the Zappas in on this. I'm starting a colony called Boobville. I'm going to buy a piece of land in Montana. It's not a racist thing. It's a male supremacist place. We welcome males of all colors. And there's going to be a boob theme to the entire place. Now, I already talked...
Rides, food, and all that stuff.
Right. There's going to be the Boobarama. I haven't worked out all the bugs from that yet. There's going to be the Nickelodeon section for the kids.
Okay.
Because I want something something for everyone. Now, who's the house band? Rancid? Yeah, we got Lars. Yeah. Yes. The house band is going to be Rancid.
You're going to have, like, breast milkshakes and stuff like that.
All right. Now, this is the kind of thinking I need. This is the kind of brain I need on the planning end of this.
I'm all about it, man.
All right, I'm in.
Count Boobula, man. You can have some sweet vampires.
Right. We're going to need we're going to need mascots.
There's Omni Booby Farty.
Yeah. That'll draw, from overseas.
Yeah.
We're going to need the Saline Sam.
Check it out.
The guy walks around and...
We could release the bubonic plague. There you go.
All right, now that's just the kind of thinking I need on this project. Anyway, there's going to be a big unveiling. We haven't built it yet, but I do the thing where I pull the sheet off the little cardboard mock-up off it. No, it's not a cadaver. And we do a whole big ribbon cutting and groundbreaking ceremony, so you guys will be in on that.
I'm into it, man.
All right, and until then... Tina.
Yes.
You're 19.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's medically possible to attach a tail to a human's body?
Oh, you know what? That's a question I've always wanted to know about. Because when I have children, because I don't have a tail now, I will pay any amount of money to have my children surgically altered to have, like, marsupial tails.
So they have
awesome.
So they have something to chase when they're bored?
No, like, seriously, because, like...
It's such a fashion statement.
I live in Minnesota, and I figure, like, the doctors at the U of M are really bored.
Oh, yeah, real bored.
I'd, like, say, hey, let me be your guinea pig.
You really want to tail?
I wondered what was going to...
I've had this fascination for about 3 years now.
I think I made the mistake of asking what is going to follow piercing.
Yeah,
tail augmentation?
Yes.
Unnecessary amputations and tails.
I want a tail. So I can wag it when I'm happy.
Hey, but the problem is, if you think about it, where do you want the tail to actually be attached on your body? Like,
right
what's
on my tailbone.
Now, Drew, did people used to have tails and then they fell off? How's that work?
I mean,
my little sister was born with a tail, for real. She had it surgically removed, like a little nub. Isn't that right, Diva?
She's in another room, cannot be heard.
Yeah, she's laughing. She's turning beet red. I'm guessing. I'm taking that as a yes.
She was born with a tail.
I mean, look at other primates that have tails, right? Other monkeys.
Right.
Are you saying that I am a monkey?
No, that we. See, Adam asked the question: did we ever evolve with a tail?
Oh, you're saying yes.
You're going to have some, freaky religious conservative person coming in now going, no, you can't tell people that.
Dr. Drew said we had tails.
That's right. We're all made in God's image, and he
the
didn't have
devil
a
has
tail.
a tail. Oh, my God, you crossed the line.
That's very true. But think of the advantages of a tail.
I've thought about them.
You could.
Okay, check it out. I want to have 3 ice cream cones.
Right.
And I want to be able to walk.
Right.
There you go.
Right, but you could get a triple scoop and solve all that.
But you could hold the shampoo.
Oh, yes. The whole Pert Plus people would be out of business because you could actually figure out a way to handle the shampoo and the conditioner at the same time when you're at the gym. A little inside Loveline humor here. All right, enough with this stupid tail talk. Rich, 27, you're on Loveline.
Get a lot of calls from Minnesota. This is Rich from Minnesota. How you doing?
Good.
Say, I'd just like to say that I'm a big fan of the Zappa family, and
Thank
I
you.
also like to commend them, the Zappas, for not doing drugs. I think that's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, wasn't it on your last album, Dweezo, that was My Guitar Wants to Kill Your Mama?
Well, that was a few albums ago. I mean, there's usually some reference to the fact that we don't do drugs because a lot of people think that we do because we have strange names or whatever. But the thing that drives us nuts is that they just think it's so bizarre, and why couldn't someone just use their imagination to make these names up as opposed to being high or something? They think if it's wacky or funny or strange, you got to be stoned to come up with that kind of material.
And what you wrote in that album was great, that we didn't do drugs or drink, we had cheese and crackers. I thought that
was pretty funny.
Rich, are you drug-free?
Yes. It's been a while.
Okay.
It wasn't, though, when I was younger.
All right, but you've since changed.
That's right.
All right, do you have any questions or just kudos for the Zappas?
25 years from now, is there going to be any hidden tracks from Frank, like, John Lennon?
Well, there's hundreds, perhaps thousands upon thousands of things we haven't been able to go through. So it's going to take some time, but there'll be some new.
Did he make?
Over 70, and there's probably going to, there's already 2 more that are finished, or actually 3 more that are finished that are going to come out relatively soon. But for some of this, like, never before heard stuff, we still have to sort of go through the archives.
Is that all at the home compound?
It's at an undisclosed location.
Oh, come on, tell me.
Strictly on a need-to-know basis.
Is
sir.
it all
I
on?
could have you killed.
Is it all on reels?
It's in various delivery systems.
It's like the
at
Nixon
this point.
tapes.
Yeah.
Like you had tapes going in your house all the time.
And who's going? Are you guys going through those, or do you have people going through them, or is everyone working on it?
It's there's several people who have various jobs that require going through these things. But eventually, one of us or many of us have to listen to them. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Raquel.
Yeah.
You're 16. You're on Loveline with Dweezil and Ahmed Zappa.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I had a boyfriend. I have a boyfriend for about 8 months, and we've been sexually active. Okay. And just recently, like this month, I went to the doctor thinking I had a bladder infection, and it turned out that I had chlamydia.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where all of a sudden it just came up.
Was he the only guy you've ever been with?
No.
It
he
may-
wasn't.
you
but
could
the
have-
doctor- I had got tested for everything, and I was fine. And then him and I got together.
So you had been screened for chlamydia for sure?
Yeah, for all diseases and stuff.
Well, possible you weren't screened for chlamydia.
And whenever anyone finishes a sentence with "and stuff," it usually means they weren't sure.
HR puffin stuff.
It's like when I say "yeah, but still," it means I'm wrong.
I got checked everywhere. I mean, all the PAP things and all that stuff.
PAP is not a chlamydia screen.
That what's it called? It's what's it called? A natural or
A perm? Are we talking about hair?
Look, a pelvic exam is not going to screen for chlamydia unless chlamydia is specifically looked for.
No, but see, it wasn't looked for this time.
All right.
Then how did they know it was chlamydia?
Because I guess they looked into it. They had told me I had a bladder infection,
Mhm.
and then they called me a week later and told me to come in, and I came in, and they had told me I had chlamydia, and they had asked me if I'd been sexually active, and I said yeah. You know, I've had a boyfriend for 8 months.
Did they say you definitely have chlamydia, or you might have it?
They gave me medicine and everything.
I understand, but they say you definitely have it, or you probably have it.
They said I have it. And they told me to have my boyfriend go get checked and put him on medicine.
Right.
And he hasn't been with anybody.
Chlamydia, you can harbor that. You can have that and not know it for months or even years. Okay?
How many years? Because they said I didn't give it to myself.
Drew, let's talk about chlamydia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's an organism. It's a bacterial-like organism. It's sexually transmitted always. It is the leading cause of infertility in this country. The sort of insidious part about this disease is it can cause a subacute or low-grade infection in the fallopian tubes and can destroy the tubes, scar them. It's how the infertility is caused.
And how does it affect women?
It may not. They may have no symptoms. You can have a discharge and pelvic pain. Same with men. You could have a discharge, difficulty urinating, or you could even harbor it and not have any symptoms. So it's very difficult to detect unless you specifically do a very specialized test looking just for chlamydia. Now, because it's so common, because it's so treacherous, and because it's so easily treated, sometimes doctors will sort of go ahead and treat it on the assumption that it's possibly chlamydia. For instance, women that have white cells in their urine but don't grow bacteria, just on the assumption that's chlamydia, will get treated for it. And it's kind of sounding like that's the situation with you. So they never really, they may not have actually proven that you have chlamydia. It's always safer to take treatment for that because of its high potential for causing infertility.
Chris.
Yeah.
You're 20. You're on Loveline.
Yes. Let's see. I'm having a problem, kind of. I am married, and when I have sex with my wife, she gets aroused to the point where she gets so wet that I can't have an orgasm.
Right.
Because there's no friction, and I'm wondering what can be done about that.
Could you make your penis wider?
No, it's pretty darn wide as it is.
Squeegee that bad boy out.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're in there. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
One time when I was masturbating, I used too much lotion. I had to squeegee off. It was a total, so I could imagine what he's going through.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chris.
Yeah.
The problem is you're too much man. I mean, you excite her too much, right?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah. Is there any way you could, come in reeking of alcohol and smack her around before you had sex and sort of, sour her to the whole experience?
Not yet. She probably wouldn't go for that right yet.
All right, what if you disfigured yourself in some sort of industrial-type accident?
Oh, she wouldn't like that either.
Well, I guess you'll just have to live with that problem. It doesn't sound like that big of a problem, really.
Okay.
Well, but no, think about it. He can never achieve orgasm.
Well, there's other ways.
Well, sure, yeah, but I mean, this is the way he would like to do it. I know what you're saying, but I mean, it can't... Is there any positions where you can get a little more exposure to air? You know what I'm saying?
How about sandpaper?
Actually, usually coming in through the back is kind of a little, I guess I get more, it's tighter, I guess.
Right.
And,
right.
She's not too kosher on that, but, we're getting over that.
All right. So, Chris, you can work it out.
Yeah, okay. I was just wondering if there was, like...
You just wanted to call and say how much you excited your woman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with crowing a little here on Loveline. Once in a while, you'll find the guys who have the problem of exciting their woman a little too much, or their penis is a little too large, or they have too many women chasing them, never really have a problem. They'll just call up and they'll go, yeah, my problem is like I'm really good looking, and a lot of chicks come on to me, and I'm never sure if they want me for my looks or they like me for my personality. And we go, yeah, what were you asking? And they go, I just want to say that over the radio so I can get even more pussy. Are we allowed to say that?
No.
Okay, good. Let's talk about the song, and then we'll play it, and then you guys will say bye, and then we'll shake hands, and you'll go home and you'll eat.
That sounds good.
All right. Now,
all right.
The song is Boodle Dang.
Yes, it is.
And let's talk about it.
It's a good song, damn it.
It's a song that is best left open to interpretation.
Oh, we always get that from you artist types.
Oh, yes. Well, because it doesn't specifically have a meaning. It sort of, the title came about because it sounded like what the music sounded like. So it was nonsensical, yet entertaining and musical.
All right, so everyone who's out there listening to Boodle Dang off of Music for Pets, interpret it as you will. Boodle Dang!
Oh, thank you.
Smattering of applause from the Peanut Gallery. From Music for Pets, Dweezil and Ahmet Zappa. The band Z.
That's right.
And you guys are both in the band Z, but there are more members.
Yes, there are.
And are they all penned in, as they say? I mean, if you guys are they committed to go out?
We've
I
had
have no
some
idea.
rotating members, but
Right.
currently we have some people that we enjoy playing with, and hopefully we'll be able to play some shows and and maintain that lineup.
Same guys who did the CD.
No, some new ones. The drummer is the same, Joe Travers, but we have some new friends playing with us. A guy named Chris Maloney, who's playing bass, and our friend from Australia, Jack Jones, playing rhythm guitar.
So whatever the lineup is, it's going to be good.
Oh yeah, but
Not as good as Loveline, though, my
That's
man.
the kind of ass kissing I appreciate at this hour. Look at Drew; he's sitting back up again. You know what we were talking about during the Boodle Dang, which had.
We were talking about your mom and how good she is.
All right, now you're cruising.
Oh my God!
I'm tossing both you
I'm
two
like this,
hooligans
I'm like,
out.
Oh, what is it?
You know, he minded his P's and Q's before Amit came in. He got a little talking to. Told him to settle down, relax.
I know, you guys suck, man. You tell me I have to be good.
Tell me he has to be good. We're trying to do a sensible show here. We're big time now. We're going out all over the country. But he has to ruin it in the last 30 seconds of his stay
Did
here.
I ruin it?
No,
Did
not yet. No,
did
it's
I
fine.
tell a lie?
No, now it's doing it. No, you're fine. No, we were talking about Drew's wife, and we are talking about the amount that she was carrying in her with the triplets. And we put together some weights here. We have 20 pounds worth of kids. That's 3 kids at, what, 6.5 ounce?
6'9", 5'8", 5'0".
All right, those
18
are
pounds.
All right, 18 pounds a kid. We have 25 pounds of placenta.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so up to about 45 pounds, and then 10 pounds of fluid.
Right.
And I got to figure, what, about 30 feet of umbilical cord? at about a pound a foot? How's that work? What's the tensile strength on umbilical cord?
That's incorporated into the placenta weight.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't seem right. That's not right at all, Drew, that they don't separate the umbilical cord weight from the placenta weight.
Is that tough?
Hey,
All
what's up with them saving the umbilical cord now and like
saving it?
Yeah, like you know.
Oh, yeah.
For what?
Because they can
for the
disease later on in life.
Stem cells, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? It costs a lot of money for them to store
Don't
that.
you love how he goes? What are you talking? Oh, the stem cells. That's right.
That's what you should have opened with. What about the stem cell factor?
Exactly.
What about that, Drew?
There are premature bone marrow cells that you can harvest from the umbilical cord that are useful for people that have their bone marrow wiped out by cancer, chemotherapy, that sort of thing.
Right.
So they're not using it to like make like some new like
rope.
Soft drink.
No.
Yeah, rope. Soft drink.
No, so right, but you take the umbilical cord. In the old days, they would just whip it around the room, smack an intern with it, and throw it away, right?
Correct.
Now they save it. Now, what do they save it in?
I don't know.
That's,
tinfoil.
They have a
like,
Tupperware kind of a vibe.
I mean, it costs a lot to store these things, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Yes, engineer Mike is pointing to himself. I guess he's the keeper of cord. I don't know what the hell he wants. Anyway, we're out of time.
Goodbye.
No,
Bye-bye
wait a
now.
minute. We have to officially say bye. I want to
Okay.
thank Dweezil and Amit for coming in. We want to tell
Thank
everyone
you.
to go out and get music for pets.
That's
it sounds
right.
great.
Yes.
Much luck
they
to you
can
guys.
learn much more about it if they want to on the internet because we have a real fun and entertaining website.
Well, give out that number.
It's at www.musicforpets.com, and it's chock full of that fine entertainment that people are craving these days.
All right, so check that out, and
Yeah.
check out the guys in Z when they come to a town near you. Thank
That's
you,
right.
Thank you guys
Thanks
for coming
for
in
having us.
and come
Very
back.
fun. Very exciting.
Good, and you
All right.
minded yourself.
I know.
Come back anytime.
All right.
Thanks.
Liar.
Hi, this is AJ from the Verve Pipe, and you're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and that sexy Dr. Drew.
Yes, the Verve Pipe. Love the Verve Pipe. Saw the Verve Pipe. Liked the Verve Pipe. Had a good time with the Verve Pipe. Be looking forward to seeing them again soon. 1-800-LOVE-191 is the phone number. Fax number 310-854-4455. Amit and Dweezil Zappa have left the building, but we've remained. And you know what else has stayed? Our caring and our heart. And part of my spleen is still there.
Oh, that's nice.
And we're still ready to help, aren't we, Drew?
Yeah, I am.
Sherry's been on hold for 95 minutes.
Yes.
Sherry?
Yes.
You're 19?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Drew, Adam, I love the show.
Thank you.
Quick question before I get to the main question. Drew, if you're not a regular pot smoker and you've done it once, how long does it take to get out of your system?
Just how much did you smoke? A lot?
No.
Like-
I hadn't smoked since New Year's.
Like 48 hours.
Oh,
the
that's
most.
it?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm getting a drug test for a job.
Uh-huh.
No problem.
What kind of job?
I'm working with special ed children.
Mm-hmm. You really should be able to smoke pot with a job like that. You need to smoke pot with a job like that.
No. I think that they're checking for, more major drugs, but
Yeah, what if they find pot, Drew? Do you have any idea? I mean, is that as big a red flag as finding cocaine, let's say?
Sure.
I mean, is drugs kind of thing?
It's illegal. Drugs
Yeah.
are drugs.
Well, it's illegal to rip a label off a
It's
mattress.
also, even
doesn't mean
if you were to
can't
find alcohol, I mean, the fact that you couldn't contain your use, knowing that you had, these are not blinded tests. These are not random tests. You know you have a test coming up, but you have to drink the night before or the morning of. That's a problem.
Will it show up if you drink the night before?
Yeah.
Well, you have yourself a little shot before you head in for the interview to take the edge off.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I would, if you smoke pot, on a Saturday night and you go in and get drug tested on a Monday morning and it shows up positive for marijuana, I think that's BS.
But if you know you have a test and
you
you can't even contain your use to that extent.
Well, yeah, but my attitude is screw them. What I do on the weekends, what I do on the weekend. All right, forget it. Sherry?
You can't win.
Yes.
All right, so you're working with the slow kids?
Handicapped.
Oh, for Christ's sake, everybody with their stupid labels. Everyone's got a
We're not
new
gonna be
label
working
every
with them.
10
I
minutes.
wouldn't want to offend anyone.
Well, I know, but believe me, it used to be, 10 years ago, it was a compliment calling someone slow. I mean, who was retarded or handicapped or whatever impaired.
Okay, Adam.
Can't stand the society we're living in.
Anyway, my main question is, I have a very good friend who I want to pursue a relationship with, but this guy in the past has done a lot of LSD. He still sees trails.
Right.
He doesn't do it anymore. He's done anywhere from 20 to 30 hits. He doesn't even know, and sometimes it was 3, 4, 5 at a time.
Right.
And I've heard you say in the past that
he's going to have mood problems. They may
Right.
not develop for a while, but he's going to have them.
Right. So would you suggest that, I just remain friends with this person, or do you advise, does he need to be on medication?
He might be. How are his moods now?
He has very bad mood swings.
Yeah.
There are times when he just cannot deal with people and he has to be by himself, but then there are other times when he's very clingy.
Yeah. It does not sound like the foundation for a great relationship, but it doesn't mean he's a bad person.
Right.
I mean, if you like him and you want to get involved, fine. I mean, I suspect he will need to be on medication not in the not-too-distant future.
And what kind of medication would it be?
Antidepressants, typically, yeah.
Yes, Sherry, you will go to work all day working with the something impaired who have special needs, and then you will go home to a guy who has his own special needs, except for those special needs were sort of inflicted on himself by doing too many drugs.
Do you understand what Adam's getting at?
Yes, I understand.
You're going to have a full plate of special needs.
But that's what she pursues. That's
Well,
what she
let me-
seeks to
let me
make
tell you
herself feel
something.
better, that she needs that.
All right, yeah, but you don't want it full time. I mean, and I was going to use masturbating as a reference, but now it doesn't work. That's not bad all the time. But I come from a long line of social workers and people who work with special people. And my dad used to come home, and he would smell of lemonade because somebody dumped the lemonade on his head that day. I mean, he would come home just burnt because it
Right.
takes so much out of you to
Right.
have to deal. I mean, just dealing with anybody under 18 all day is a big enough pain in the ass. Wait, I'm going to revise that. Dealing with anybody all day is a big pain in the ass, a big group of people. Then dealing with young people is a bigger pain in the ass, and then it becomes a tremendous pain in the ass when they have special needs. And to come home to a guy who may be cuddled up, rolled up in a ball on the bed in the fetal position, not being able to deal with you or life, may really send you over the edge, Sherry.
Okay.
So
it may not be the best road to happiness anyway. Let's put it that way.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Drew, you don't have to correct everything
Well, it
I
might not
say.
make her sick or it's crazy.
No,
either.
she will kill because she has to. All right, Sherry, you need yourself a nice rock. You need yourself a steady guy.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
A man whose hand you can hold and it won't be shaking like a branch in the wind.
Okay.
All right, Sherry?
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. What do you think?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea.
How are you talking
Stupid
about?
branch in the wind thing. Doing a lot of weird nature references. All of a sudden I'm like Lauren Green here or something. Joni.
Oh, hi.
Hey, you're 43.
I know. I'm one of your older listeners.
Yes, please get in your question quickly before cancer sets in and you pass away on it.
Thank you so much. I figured Drew must be about my age, though, if he's been a doctor doing this show for 15 years.
I'm getting close.
I figured. It's too bad the Zappa boys left. I wanted to ask them about their nanny when at least Weasel was real little, was Miss Pamela, this groupie who wrote a couple of books since then. I'm With the Band was her first one. It was pretty interesting reading.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird sexual exploits going on over there?
She was engaged to Don Johnson, and then like 14-year-old, what's her name, stole him away from her. And
Melanie Griffith?
Melanie Griffith, right. It was
Well.
a real good book. I'm With the Band. You should read it.
Yeah, Melanie Griffith. I could only imagine what her intellect would be like at age 14.
Oh, yeah, but I know.
She's barely functional now.
But I just wanted to say, Drew and Adam, you both do a really great job. And Adam, you are just so funny, so quick-witted. But someone, I suspect Ann, needs a mute button for those rare occasions when you go totally off the wall, too far, such as you did with the lovely Susan. She seems so nice, Drew's wife, and just so wonderful and very appreciative of her good fortune. But Drew, should she ever be tempted to have a lonely pity party, she can remember my friend who, at the age of 39, had identical triplet, fiery, red-headed boys.
Ugh.
She already had 2 boys. Had to work 3 shifts a week in the emergency room.
Oh, my God.
With no nanny, housekeeper, or laundress in sight. So, I mean, this isn't the worst one. But anyway.
Joni.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. That kind of thing is dangerous for the kids. I mean,
What is?
You got to have manpower in there when you have.
Family, you know.
I think I rented that one, too. Joni.
Yes.
Wait a minute. You're taking issue with the way I interviewed Drew's lovely wife, Susan?
Well, you are so good. You're so witty, and witty is highly prized in my family, etc. But you said, it's my job, I must do this, and you just pushed a little too far.
Okay.
She was so nice.
She's a lovely, well, she's
and you've
okay.
been paying for it ever since, so, I'm right?
That's true. She hates me. Wait till I see her again. And believe me, next time I come over for dinner, I am going to bring one of my minions to taste my food first. I no longer trust her.
And tell me when you were 3 you didn't strip your clothes any chance you had.
I'm nude now, Joni.
Okay.
All right.
So am I. Actually, I'm waiting for my 6-year-old to go back to sleep. So
Why are you wearing a training bra? That's what I want to know.
My question.
Adam.
I grew up in rather
I thought you were talking to Joni.
No.
Because my nipples are sensitive. Go ahead, Joni.
Sounds good. At least they're not hairy.
Joni.
Yes.
Joni.
Okay.
Do something with me.
I was...
Da ba 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 ba.
What?
Ba 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 na na heka cheka wawa. First time I've spoken American Indian on the radio. Now listen.
Well, what?
Shush.
Yes.
Take a breath.
Okay.
Breathe in.
Yes.
Breathe out.
Doing my kegels.
Relax, baby.
Okay.
Relax.
Well, it's...
Relax.
I have to hurry.
Go.
Okay. I grew up in really interesting times. I was 16 in the summer of 69 when...
All right. That sounds like a Bryan Adams song now. She was 16 in the summer of 69. You realize by the time Joni got out of high school, it'd be 4:30 in the morning, our time, Drew. Please. Am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Okay. And we'll be back. Tomorrow night's guest is the fabulously funny Bobcat Goldthwait.
He's a nice guy, too.
Don't judge him by the movies he picks and the projects he chooses.
Shakes the Clown.
I never saw Shakes, but actually Shakes had one of the greatest movie, the captions on the poster. It said, Shakes a Clown, it said, the Citizen Kane of alcoholic clown movies. Which was really brilliant.
Right.
But I didn't see the movie, but no, he's done worse than that. But he'll be in tomorrow night, and we'll have a good time with Bobcat. Also, Lush on Thursday night, and then that'll be that. Now, I cut Joni off, and then we argued over whether to bring her back or not, and I wanted to bring Joni back.
Ann was quite vehement about this. She kind of scared me.
Producer Ann rarely puts her foot down, but this time she put it down in Joni's ass. But
And you listened to me.
majority ruled. The good doctor and the prima donna host, Adam, wanted Joni back. So, Joni,
Yes.
now listen to me.
Yes.
I'm giving you 15 seconds to state your question.
Okay, in 1970, I started relatively mild experimentation, drugs, and sex. Met the man with whom I remain today within like a year. Continued on some recreational use of mostly pot, acid, whatever. Our oldest daughter's 11. Graduated the DARE program, anti-drug. She's asking us about our drug past. I always tell them the truth, an age-appropriate version, non-traumatizing, non-glamorizing version of the truth. My husband takes a typically male stance of deny, deny, deny. Never
All right,
tried it,
you're
don't
up to
recommend it.
27 seconds, Joni.
Okay, I'm done. What do I do?
What's the question?
That's a statement, Joni.
Should I tell her the truth? Should I share with our children?
I think here's the deal, that if there's any potential for addiction, if there's any addictions in your family, and if your daughter has any inclination to abuse drugs, giving her anything that is anything other than black and white is going to lead to experimentation. And I think the clearer and the more deliberate your message can be, the more it's going to help her. If you say to her, you know what, I absolutely do not want you using drugs, and here's my story, I used drugs when I was 15, she's going to use drugs.
Oh, Drew.
Okay. No, she is.
Drew, you know nothing about nothing.
And if on the other hand, if you you say my history's not important, don't lie to her about it, but just I don't think you have to get into it. Then you're free to provide whatever opinion you think is appropriate.
I have said experimentation was common in my era. We did not know the long-term effects. That's all I
Good
said.
answer.
All right, that's a
good
reasonable
answer. All right, hold on. I got to yell at Drew. All right, Joni?
Oh, okay.
All right, never call us rude again.
My call back. Okay, bye.
Here's the deal, Drew. Here's
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
You with your lying ways.
I didn't say lie.
Don't defend yourself.
Do not lie.
Heretic!
You know what the word means?
Really, it's some sort of religious thing. But I've been wanting to yell heretic all night. So I just put it in right there. Now, here's the deal. Here's the problem. Here's why this
I'm
hasn't
ready.
worked. This
Yeah.
is why everybody still tries drugs, by the way. This is why,
Why?
this drug war, this so-called sham of a drug war is not working out.
Why?
Because people say, listen, you get a bunch of stuffed shirts up there with the, big fat guts who are, their noses are exploding because they get loaded every night, and they're up there in Congress and they're saying, just say no, and if you have one hit off a marijuana reefer cigarette, you might go schizo and kill people and this and that. And
That's
then
all
the kids,
BS.
Then the kids have the hit and they go,
They're fine.
no
Yeah,
big deal.
that's right.
And they go, one line of the substance known as cocaine could send you into cardiac arrest and kill you like Lenny Bias. And then the kids have a little line of cocaine when they're 16 and they go, hey, I feel good. No big deal here. Okay, they were lying. That's what they come away. That's what they walk away with.
You can drop that.
These
from
people were lying. Yeah, you got
But
to
it's
do.
not
You
gonna
got to do a
happen.
couple kilos
No,
before
no,
you drop
no.
that.
No.
All right. Yeah, but you can look. You can take a shot of Primatine Mist and have an allergic
Abs-
reaction and
yes.
drop dead.
Correct.
You can be eating a hot dog and go down and get lodged in your wind tunnel and die or whatever. Okay, I don't have to. No more said there. Here's what I'm saying. We need to tell people this needs to be the drug message. You can do drugs. You can get drugs. And you can ruin your life with drugs. And rest assured you will. And if you want to smoke pot once in a while on the weekend and treat it responsibly, that's your business. And if you want to do a little cocaine, that's your business too, if you can do it. If you
don't
can
have
do
a
it
history,
responsibility.
not responsibly, but if you don't have a history of addiction, if you're not depressed and acting out in some crazy manner, as part of other acting out behaviors could be too, right? They could be doing other things at the same time as experimenting wildly with drugs. But if the parents give an ambivalent message, it's going to make all that potential more.
Yeah, but what's
Okay?
wrong with
There's nothing wrong with telling the truth. I believe strongly you should tell the truth about these substances, and your points are well taken. But if the parents said, I don't want you to do it, if that's what they feel they need to say, and I did them in the 70s, that's no good.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Well, I think Joni should say, I did them, and look what happened to me. I talk like a frickin' auctioneer. All right. Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, you guys are like really cool.
Thanks. Jeremy,
Yeah.
how old are you, dude?
14.
Okay.
All right, I met this girl online, right?
Mm-hmm.
I known her for about a month and a half, right?
Mm-hmm.
She asked me out. I say yes.
Mm-hmm.
We talk on the phone for about an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get an email the next day saying she doesn't want to go out no more.
Mm-hmm.
And I patched it all up, so now we're friends and everything like that. But I want to know, should I pursue her and ask her out some more? Or should I just let it go that we're friends now?
How far away does she live from you?
Like, about a mile.
A mile?
And you met on the internet?
Yeah.
Wow. So, like, if you stalked her and she got a restraining order, when you'd have to move?
Oh, no. I'm moving in like a couple months anyway.
You are? How far away?
Michigan.
All right. There you go. That's over the boundaries of the restraining order, so that'll be fine. All right. You'll be moving to Michigan, and you live in what city now?
Maryland.
Maryland.
It also terminates the relationship, so don't pursue it.
That's that. And let me say this, Jeremy.
Yeah?
We've talked about this technology getting in and warping the minds of the youth of America. It's real tempting. Oh, man, is it tempting. I mean...
To do what?
To strike up relationships under the auspices or under the anonymity that you have with the computer.
Those really are just relationships in the sender's mind. You know, there's no real relationship there.
Well, yeah, but I know. But what I'm saying is anything other than approach somebody, look them in the eye, and take the chance of getting shot down.
Right.
It's almost the same. It's why, video games are great because you're firing a submachine gun at a bunch of androids. If you're actually in the battlefield being shot at by androids, it would be kind of hairy.
Yeah.
And this is like the same equivalent.
Right.
You don't want to go into the high school or into the junior high and into the hallway when you could actually be hit by one of these female androids and have a hole burned in you. So I know what you're saying, but let me tell you, I have the Catholic little brother.
Yeah.
He struck up a few relationships via this way. One of them cost me $300 when he was calling Kentucky all night long on my phone card. But he had a few other ones that he met up, little local stuff. Never pans out. Never pans out. It's a catch-22. If you were the type of person that was going to be able to seal the deal in the relationship, you'd meet her in school. And if she was, she'd be the same way. This whole computer back and forth stuff, it's just a bunch of window shopping. Nothing ever goes down. Burn the computers is what I say. It's destroying your mind. Sunshine.
Yeah, I have a question for you.
You're 18. You're on Loveline.
Okay. I'm bisexual, and I've never been with a girl before. And but I've totally been attracted to different girls, but they're always straight.
Right. You're bisexual, but you've never been with a girl before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm an astronaut and I've never been to the moon before and I've never even been in a space shuttle.
I'm totally attracted to females.
Drew, you're a trapeze artist, aren't you?
All the time.
But you've never been in the circus?
Never.
Fantastic. Ann over here happens to be a biochemist, but she's never lifted a flask or a beaker.
That's my question. How do you pursue, how do you pursue going to be with another girl? Because all the girls that I've ever been attracted to are straight.
Why don't you call a gay and lesbian youth center and try to network and develop a new group of gay and bisexual friends?
Where do I get the number for that?
I'd call information. This usually most communities have something called Infoline, and
Really?
you can call them, and also again major urban centers would have a gay and lesbian youth center.
Well, most of them will advertise late night on the cable stations there. You know those ones where the chicks are laughing and talking on the phone?
Oh.
No 900 numbers.
Oh, those aren't actual
No,
helplines?
no.
Oh, jeez, I got to quit calling those. Because help is getting pretty expensive. Sunshine?
Yeah.
You know my mom's old hippie boyfriend Zorback?
No, I don't think I've met him yet.
Oh, okay. Well, he had a couple of friends named Sunshine and Happy.
No, that wouldn't be me.
Happy made his own sandals.
Was Sunshine a guy or a girl?
Sunshine was a girl. And Happy was this guy that was like Jimi Hendrix, but he was 8 feet tall.
Did
They
he
had
live
a
with-
throw out to here.
Did he live with 6 other guys?
They had, no, well, probably. They had a baby.
No, I mean like Doc and Sleepy and stuff.
All right, relax over there with the comedy, Drew. Let me screw up the comedy.
I figured I'd fit in with Dweezil and Ahmed tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. And the Moon Unit and the rest of the Happy Zappas.
Yeah.
All right, Sunshine.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Go talk to the gays. Or you can be gay. You can be female and gay, right?
Yep.
All right, but for some reason we don't get into that. All right, Drew, pick a call. What do you got? Come on.
See what
are you
this
doing?
is. I don't know what this is.
I liked it when you used to point at the screen like a monkey.
I'll do that.
Frankie.
Yeah.
You're 23.
Yes.
Hey.
Adam, hey, what's up?
Hey.
Dr. Drew.
Frankie.
Thanks for picking my call. I had a question. I was watching the news today on CNN, and they were talking about that new AIDS test that you can buy for like $40
Right.
from the pharmacy, and then send it in, and they'll give you back the results.
Right.
My question is, how dangerous is that? Sending blood, through mail, and especially if the person does have, AIDS.
How
dangerous is it?
Well, it's an interesting question. Well, Lord knows the folks over there at the post office, the good and hardworking folks over there, have been known to bungle things up once in a while. They snap a twig or something. And next thing you know, there's vials of infected blood flying around mixed in with your Christmas cards.
No, now presumably this is just going to be some kind of a droplet of blood, is it not?
Yeah, they showed it.
And believe me, the
No,
virus.
I saw the piece. They just show big 5-gallon drums.
The virus will be, even if it were in that drop, it will be long gone. Okay.
It would?
Dead.
Well, how do they detect the AIDS?
They're probably. I don't know if they're screening for the antibody, which has nothing to do with the presence of the virus per se.
Yeah.
And or if they're testing for a piece of the viral particle, the virus doesn't have to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so if somebody had AIDS and
I mean, it's very hard to contract AIDS. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Very difficult. You have
Frankie, what are you worried about? How many parcels do you handle a day?
I don't work for the post office.
All right, well then relax. What do you think's going to happen? Frankie, let's paint a scenario. Frankie's he's walking by the mailbox. There happens to be an envelope, and within the envelope is a droplet of tainted blood. Frankie somehow takes a spill. He cuts himself. He gets lodged in the mailbox. Somehow the envelope shakes loose and rubs into an open wound of
that
Frankie's.
has to actually be embolized into his system.
Yeah. Oh, but
it's not going to happen.
Believe me, Pat Buchanan could make a connection somehow between it going through the mail and people contracting AIDS. Drew?
Not going to happen.
Okay. All right, no phone number, just enough time to talk about Bobcat Goldthwait tomorrow night, Lush the night after that. Before we get to our thank yous, I did get a fax from St. Paul, Minnesota. It is from Arlene. She wants to be my date for the Edge Fest. I will be over there in a couple of weeks. She works at Third. The fax reads, I'm 6'2". I'm 32 years old. I work the third shift at a truck assembly plant, so she's a delicate little flower, I'm
You're
sure.
fat. You're overweight.
No kidding. Probably hoisting big blocks into the engine mounts. I graduated with a BFA from the Art Institute. To that I say BFD. She's from Chicago, and she's going to Paris, and yada, yada, yada. And P.S., what are gauchos? Gauchos are what I'll be wearing. Drew, explain the gaucho at the Edge Fest.
They're like
they're like pants, except for they go up to your knees.
Right.
And I will wear those with they're like culottes for men. Yes, I guess so. And I will no, they're actually for women though. Don't trust a guy in gauchos.
You confuse me.
I'll be wearing those with my freshly resold Corkies that Ann wants to borrow. I want to thank the lovely Lisa for doing a fantastic job on the phone tonight. Beautiful Sherry for always doing a wonderful job on the phone tonight. The angular one, Ann, for weaving her magic and making it all worthwhile. Yes, she is the sole reason we're all here. Engineer Mike.
Very dysfunctional.
The one nut wonder, sitting back there, snacking and jacking and working his wizardry. God bless him. I'd like to thank myself. I'd like to thank Dr. Drew. I'd like to thank all you for listening and the Zappa boys, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
You've been listening to Loveline.
The opinions expressed on Loveline, especially by Adam Carolla,
are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or sponsors.
Or even the character voices. Loveline, produced by Ann Wilkins for Westwood One Entertainment.